You've been told to push, to try harder, do more, achieve faster. You've been told that life responds to action force and strategy. But Thoth and those who listened before the world was loud knew a deeper truth. They knew that nothing moves in this world unless it first moves in vibration. That the visible is but the echo of the invisible. That all of reality dances to frequencies we rarely remember to hear. You were born vibrating, not thinking in words, not acting with plans, but humming, radiating being. Before language, before logic, you were a note in the sacred song of the cosmos. That note never left you, but you forgot how to hear it beneath the noise. The Kybalion whispers, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. This is not metaphor, it is law. And in forgetting this, we chase shadows and miss the source. We try to change the world by rearranging furniture in a house we have yet to energetically enter. We beg the mirror to smile before we remember to soften our own gaze. Vibration is not emotion alone, though emotion is its voice. It is not thought alone, though. Thought steers its direction. It is the total sum of your being in this moment. What you believe, feel, expect, remember, and imagine. It is the secret frequency you broadcast into the quantum field. And that field, without hesitation or judgment, replies with echoes that become your life. A woman wakes each day exhausted. Her calendar is full. Her achievements are many, but her heart is quiet, almost silent. She says all the right things, reads all the books, meditates like a ritual, yet something feels misaligned. Why? Because her doing is not wrong. It is her being that has fallen out of tune. You cannot outwork misalignment. You cannot hustle your way into harmony. Vibrational alignment means remembering that you are a field, not a machine. And if your frequency is discordant, fearful, resentful, divided, then the world will harmonize accordingly. Begin not with action, but attunement. What are you vibrating right now? Not what you're trying to project, but what you're actually feeling. If you are anxious, pretending to be confident will only confuse the field. If you are bitter, affirmations of gratitude will feel hollow. You must begin with honesty. Honesty is the tuning fork. Sit in stillness, breathe. Let your awareness spread through your body like light through water. Feel your own hum. Is it fast, jagged, heavy? Or is it light, open, slow? There is no judgment here, only noticing, only remembering that before you can shift the world, you must remember the music you are playing within it. This is not a rejection of action. It is the awakening of conscious vibration. From this place, your steps become magnetic. Your words gain power. Your presence becomes medicine. The Kybalion's first law, mentalism, reveals that the all is mind. Yes, but it is also frequency. Thought becomes vibration. Vibration becomes form. To align, you do not need to fix yourself. You need to tune. Raise your thoughts not by force, but by beauty. Surround yourself with what lifts. Speak what is true, not what is loud. Let go of what distorts you, even if it is familiar. You are a tuning fork in the temple of the universe. When you vibrate clearly, the temple resounds. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be in resonance. And if you forget, return again. Return to the breath, the stillness, the pulse beneath words. Your frequency is not static. It is fluid, forgiving, alive. Change it, and the world responds, not because you made it change, but because it must. This is law. You were never here to push reality into submission. You were here to remember your note in the symphony and to sing it softly until the world began to sing back. There is a silence behind your thoughts, a vast stillness from which all things arise. In that stillness lives the source, and from it emerges the hum of the all-mind, eternal and vibrating. The Kybalion names this the principle of mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. This means you are not a passerby in a pre-written world. You are the mind within mind, the echo of the all-shaping form, by the tones of your consciousness. Everything that is first was thought. Every object, every event, every experience was first imagined, believed, dreamed, or feared into being. But most minds have forgotten they are composers. They believe they are audience sitting in a theater where life plays out beyond their control. And so they react, they brace, they hope, rarely realizing they hold the baton. You are not here to watch the symphony. You are here to conduct it. Mentalism is not just theory. It is the sacred mechanics of creation. Your consciousness sets the tone, and vibration responds in kind. Every thought is a note. Every belief is a chord. Every focused attention is a crescendo, calling form into being. A man walks through life believing he is unlucky, and so he sees misfortune everywhere. Doors close. People withdraw. Not because fate is cruel, but because his vibration, tuned by repeated thoughts of unworthiness, tells the universe, "Show me this story again." And so it does. The universe does not discriminate. It reflects. To shift reality, he must first shift the composition of his mind. Not by erasing every negative thought that is a losing game, but by choosing which ones to feed, which ones to amplify, which ones to embody. The universe is a mirror tuned to thought. It reflects what is steady, not what is fleeting. And here is where the power of awareness becomes essential. For thoughts arise constantly, some yours, some inherited, some drifting from the collective unconscious. But awareness is the gatekeeper. It chooses which thoughts to bless with attention and which to let drift into silence. Begin to see your thoughts not as commands, but as invitations. Each one asks, do you wish to become this vibration? You do not have to accept every invitation. You can choose. You must choose. If a thought says you're behind, pause. Ask, whose voice is this? Do I want to align with it? If not, gently return to a thought that feels better. I am on my way. Not in false positivity, but in vibrational truth. This is mental alchemy. To shift the raw materials of fear into the gold of clarity. To turn limiting beliefs into frequencies of expansion. You are not your thoughts. You are the mind behind them. And you are free to recompose the symphony. But let it be gentle. Let it be rhythmic. Do not try to change your vibration all at once. Think of tuning an old piano one key at a time. One thought one morning, one breath. Wake each day and ask not, what must I do? But what shall I become today? Choose the tone. Peace, presence. Joy, curiosity. Then let your thoughts play in harmony with it. Speak only what sings. Think only what lifts. Imagine not as escape but as blueprint. And when old mental music returns, as it will, do not panic. Smile. Recognize the tune. Thank it for its role. And gently change the station. For you are not the noise. You are the composer, the mind within the mind. Mentalism is not cold law. It is living poetry. It means that what you seek is already forming in the invisible, waiting for your consciousness to welcome it into time. Every great change begins first in the unseen, crafted by the artist called awareness. So, lift your baton, maestro. Tune your thoughts like strings. Conduct your inner world with reverence and watch as the outer world bends to the rhythm of your grace. In the stillness between opposites lies the secret of transformation. You have been taught to judge this is good, that is bad, this is joy, that is sorrow. But the Kybalion reveals a deeper truth. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. This is the principle of polarity, not to divide, but to unify, not to separate light from dark, but to show that they are two ends of one spectrum. You do not escape fear by resisting it. You transmute it by moving along the scale. Every state, every emotion, thought, or energy is a degree of vibration, and every degree is movable. There is no fixed line, only gradations of the same force. Cold is not different from hot. It is less heat. Just as doubt is not different from faith, it is faith in reverse. To understand this is to step out of helplessness. You begin to see that every low state holds within it the seed of its opposite, that even in the depths of sadness, the thread of joy hums quietly, waiting to be followed upward. Polarity is not your prison. It is your pathway. Imagine a dial, like an old radio tuner. You are not bound to one frequency. You can turn the knob. When you feel anger rise, it is a signal, not a failure. A signal that you are out of tune with your truth. Instead of judging yourself, ask, where am I on the scale? What is one thought higher than this? From blame to curiosity, from despair to surrender. One shift, one degree. A woman caught in jealousy does not scold herself. She sees it as an invitation to move toward admiration, then inspiration, then empowerment. She moves up the vibrational ladder, not with shame, but with awareness. And her outer world changes not because she punished the jealousy, but because she harmonized her frequency. This is the art of vibrational mastery, not pretending to always be high, but knowing how to shift, knowing how to read your state and choose again. To sit with discomfort, not to wallow, but to listen. What is this feeling asking me to remember? Begin to practice this in your own life. When you wake in heaviness, do not try to leap to bliss. That only deepens the split. Instead, ask, what is one thought closer to peace, honor each small ascent, from irritation to neutrality, from fatigue to restfulness. These are not small victories, they are sacred recalibrations. And do not fear the swing of the pendulum. It is the nature of life to oscillate. What matters is your center, the awareness that observes the movement without clinging. The middle point is always available, and from there you can choose your direction. This understanding brings compassion for yourself and for others. You stop labeling people as negative or broken. You begin to see they are simply vibrating on a different part of the scale. And with love, you can invite, not force them upward, but only if you have climbed first. Everything you desire, peace, love, abundance, is a frequency. And that frequency lives on a spectrum. You reach it not by wishing, but by moving toward it, thought by thought, breath by breath. There is no shame in starting low. The only pain is in staying there when the dial is in your hands. This is the Hermetic art, not to erase darkness, but to bring light. Not to battle despair, but to rise through it. To see every emotional state as a signpost, not a sentence. And to know always that the pole you seek is already within you. So hold the dial gently, move with intention, and when you fall, fall kindly. For every descent teaches you the way back home. You are not bound by your past, your mood, or your circumstance. You are vibration fluid and free. You are the energy, the scale, and the hand that turns it. And in that truth, there is no limit to how high you can rise. The world is not happening to you. It is happening through you. Not as punishment, not as fate, but as mirror, as reflection. The Hermetic principle of correspondence declares, as above, so below, as below, so above, and more secretly, as within, so without. The outer world is the canvas on which your inner frequencies are painted into form. This truth is not always easy, but it is always freeing. Because when you realize life is your echo, you stop blaming the sound. You start listening to the vibration that made it. If the same patterns return, if the same struggles echo again and again, it is not because you are cursed. It is because you are consistent. Not in action, perhaps, but in vibration. You cannot outpace your frequency. You may change jobs, cities, even names, but unless your vibration shifts, the mirror will show the same face drawn in different light. This is not to shame you. It is to awaken you. The mirror is loyal. It does not distort. It reveals. A man finds himself surrounded by chaos, conflict in relationships, financial instability, inner noise. He tries to fix each thing. He manages people plans, payments. But the chaos persists. Only when he retreats inward does he see his belief in instability, his attachment to stress, his silent conviction that life must be difficult. These are the frequencies he has been broadcasting. The mirror is simply reflecting back his inner weather. When he begins to change his thoughts, not forcibly, but with care, and when he cultivates peace in small sacred ways, the mirror softens. The outer noise fades. The world reorganizes. Why? Because the correspondence has shifted. Begin to observe your world without defensiveness. What themes keep repeating? Where do you feel resistance? Where is there ease? Each experience is a messenger carrying back to you a note about your dominant frequency, not your occasional affirmations, but your persistent inner story. Do not fear what you see. Use it. Use the outer as a compass to adjust the inner. When you feel lack, look within. What are you believing about worth? When others fail to see you, ask, where are you hiding your own light? You do not need to fix the mirror. You need only to change what you're reflecting. This is the sacred shortcut. The work is always inward, and the result is always outward. Start with a simple practice. Choose a vibration each morning. Not a goal, not a task, a feeling. Today, I choose clarity. Today, I choose trust. Today, I choose openness. And as the day unfolds, watch what arises to either support or test this frequency. Life will correspond. It always does. If you meet resistance, do not collapse. Smile. It is feedback, a guidepost, a chance to deepen the vibration, to hold it more steadily. The universe is your partner in this. It is not judging. It is responding. Like water to shape, like light to lens. Even the most complex circumstances can change when the correspondence shifts. Not always instantly, but surely, subtly, and often miraculously. When you hold a vibration steadily, not with tension, but with presence, the world must eventually mirror it. That is law. You are not powerless here. You are not waiting for permission to be happy. You are the source of the signal, and that signal calls forth the echo. This is the invitation to live from the inside out, to see your thoughts as architects, your feelings as frequencies, and your reality as music scored to the song you are singing in silence. You do not have to fight the reflection. You only need to love the cause. You only need to remember that you are not separate from the field. You are the field aware of itself, choosing itself moment by moment. So speak beauty, think gently, feel with intention. The universe is listening, and it always sings back. Beneath all vibration, thought, all movement, there is silence. Not absence, but presence. Not emptiness, but fullness beyond form. This is the one the Hermetists revered. The all that is in all, yet beyond all. The unstruck sound, the unmoved mover, the undivided whole. You are not apart from this one. You are not a spark flicked from the fire. You are the fire dreaming of sparks. The principle of mentalism says the all is mind, but before even thought there is being. Vibration is its echo. Form is its veil. And you at your deepest level are not just a participant. You are the source in expression. When you remember this, striving falls away. The noise quiets, the reaching ends, because you realize you have never left the temple. You are the temple. And the sacred music of vibration arises from within your stillness. Most of the world lives as if separated, as if they must attract what they lack, earn what they long for, fight to receive what is already theirs in truth. But when you align with the One, you stop magnetizing and begin radiating. You no longer chase because you remember you are. True manifestation is not calling something to you. It is clearing all that hides your resonance from itself. It is revealing the love you already are, the peace that already hums beneath fear, the wisdom already encoded in your breath. A monk sits in silence. No mantra, no visualization, no striving, just presence. People visit him hoping for miracles. They ask questions, bring offerings. He says little, but their lives change, not because he gives them anything, but because his stillness reflects their own. In his silence, they remember themselves. This is the power of vibrational coherence. When you dwell in alignment with the all, you become a tuning fork for others. You walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere, not through force, but through presence. This is not ego. This is essence. And how do you reach this state? Not by climbing, but by dropping. Dropping the masks, the noise, the compulsions. You do not need to become more. You need to become true. Stillness is the gateway. Not the absence of thought, but the absence of attachment to thought. It is the space where vibration recalibrates to its divine source. In stillness, you realign with truth, not a conceptual truth, but a lived one. The truth that you are not broken, not separate, not late. You are the one dancing. Practice this remembering, not just in meditation, but in the in-between, in the pause before you speak, in the breath between reactions, in the moments when nothing demands your attention. Return it to the one. Feel the hum beneath all things. From this space, choose your vibration, not as performance, but as poetry. You are not becoming a better version of yourself. You are remembering the frequency of your origin. And from that place, all else flows. When you align with the one, manifestation becomes effortless, not because things fall into place by magic, but because you no longer resist the divine rhythm. You move with it. You surrender to it. You are it. You will still experience emotion, still navigate contrast. But beneath every wave, the still ocean remains. This is your anchor, your sanctuary, your source. So listen, not for the loud voices, but for the quiet remembering. Not for the fireworks, but for the flame that never flickers. That flame is you. The Kybalion teaches laws, yes, but beyond the laws is the lawgiver within. You are not just the student, you are the scripture. And your life, when lived in vibrational alignment, becomes the sacred text others long to read. Be still, be clear, be true. And the universe, recognizing itself in you, will part the veils, open the gates, and sing your name in silence. You have not journeyed far. You have simply journeyed home. Not to a place, but to a presence. Not to a new version of yourself, but to the original frequency that has always lived beneath the noise. This is the gift of Hermetic wisdom and the gentle power of vibrational alignment to remember that you are not a seeker. You are the source. The Kybalion is not a book of rules, but a map of remembrance. It reminds you that everything is vibration, that all change begins within, that the world is not your master, but your mirror, that you are not separate from the One. You are its echo, its expression, its sacred sound made flesh. And now you carry this knowing, quietly, gently, not as dogma, but as frequency, not to fix the world, but to be the tuning that others feel and remember. Let your life hum with that grace. If this reflection touched something true in you, share it. Leave a comment. Let others know they are not alone in this remembering. And if you feel called, subscribe, so we may continue this journey together, because the alchemist within you is awakening, and the temple you seek is already here.